launch an AI product in less than 3 months? It is absolutely not a dream. It's what Monish, Gandhi and Gradient Ascent are delivering to businesses today. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of the AIP podcast. As always, I'm Ann Cheng, your host, and today we are joined by Monish Gandhi. He is the founder of Gradient Ascent, a company that's making AI accessible for businesses of all sizes. Now, Monish's journey into AI began over a decade ago with a background in engineering and experience across various industries. He's always been passionate about using math and data to solve real world problems, where he's making AI a practical tool for businesses to achieve their goals. Hey, Monish, it's great to have you on our show today.
Thanks, Han. It's great to be here. I love this podcast.
Thanks for being here as our guest. Monish, you've built such an amazing career around the intersection of AI and business. Tell us your backstory and the turning point that inspired you to found this company, Gradient Ascent.
Yeah, I've always liked, sort of, as you said, the intersection of math, data, and design. I studied engineering at Waterloo Systems Design Engineering, which really allowed me the tools with which to build models of the world. I got to work on very exciting projects while I was in my undergrad. But sort of my final year project, we had a lot of fun with it, which was we got a pool table, we put a camera on top and a projector. And as you played pool, it would give you next best shot. So it was using a lot of machine learning, a lot of computer vision. So sort of that passion has been there now for almost 20 years. And since sort of graduation, majority of my career has been product management with a variety of sort of software companies, always with this idea that, hey, I would love to use these tools to build better products, products that customers and users would love even more. um, and so about 8 years ago, when sort of that initial excitement in AI started to happen, I said, if I really want to pursue my passion, now is the time. And having worked at these companies, what I understood was companies really struggled to identify where is the right sort of place within their products to apply machine learning and AI, and how to actually do that. So what I started by doing was really helping companies figure out, what they should do, why should they do it, and then actually help them ship those features and products into market.
That's amazing. And Gradient Ascent has this amazing tagline, right? This it says launch an AI product in less than 3 months. And that's a really bold claim. So tell me, can you walk us through how you're gonna make that possible for all your clients?
Yeah, so I mean, I think more so than sort of how we do that, really why we do that. So it's actually deliberate. We think that for companies that are just starting out with this, when they take on projects that last months and years, they actually tend to fail. So you actually want your first projects or first few projects to be quick wins, because your goal should be less about shipping. You should obviously ship, but really ship with the purpose of learning. Sort of, we think the winning strategy here is maximize learning. And the best way to learn is to ship these products and features into the market and then um, get feedback. Sort of feedback is how you win AI products. And so we really are very deliberate about, let's get you shipping in 3 months, so that the feedback that you'll get will help you build a better and better and better product much more quickly. It's sort of the virtuous cycle where, you ship a product, users start using the product, you get feedback and data, which helps you build a better product. So really, it's less about us, suggesting we do that. It's much more, hey, if you don't do this, this is potentially you're taking on a lot of technical risk that you probably shouldn't be taking on. So it's about sort of getting started the right way. And how we do that is really, spend a lot of time upfront in discovery to really fall in love with the problem, fall in love with the data, really understand the product vision here. It's very easy to just kind of get obsessed in building really high performance, accurate models. But typically, that's not where the value is. The value is in feedback loops. Value is getting out there and learning. So we spend a lot of time upfront in discovery. We really fall in love with the data, which, we do a lot of exploratory data analysis so that we're not surprised by what we find in the data, and really manage expectations around the feasibility of these products. But the rest of the development is quite similar to traditional software, which is, iterative building of models and improving them, and getting them out in the market. I think it's important for companies to realize that AI building, product building, is different from traditional software in a few sort of fundamental ways. A big one being, until you build it, you don't know if it's going to work or not. So you really have to focus on building things right.
That's so important. It's really something that's so underrated, right? The learning and the development. And you guys at Gradient Ascent are working to democratize AI. And how are you doing that? And more importantly, why is it important for businesses, the broader business landscape? Why is democratizing AI so important?
I mean, we always believed that, just a few companies owning interesting APIs and models and technologies around AI is not good for the world. Doesn't mean you don't use third-party APIs, but we believe that companies should protect the data privacy of their customers, and really own the IP, which frankly may not be the model, but really is the differentiated data that you have in your business. And so I think giving access to people and businesses of this technology where they control the destiny and they control their own data is really important. And we think open source does a great job around this, and we are big both believers and supporters of open source here. Again, doesn't mean you don't use third party APIs. They're great, they're out there, but be strategic about where is value within your business, which values you want to retain, because otherwise you are going to lose a lot out to these big companies where they are capturing more and more value, and you are not. Our methodology really focuses on four areas: data set, skill set, tool set, and mindset. So it's not just about the technology, but really kind of looking at the business holistically and saying, how do we improve these four areas, right? Data set, skill set, tool set, and mindset.
That is, those four words are gonna be stuck in my brain for a really, really long time. You guys have done so many AI projects, such a diverse portfolio of clients as well as projects. Maybe you can share some interesting and fun success stories.
Yeah, we've been very lucky. We're always kind of thankful to our customers that they let us kind of work on their crazy vision with us. So being part of their journeys is very, very exciting and very rewarding for us. I mean, recently we've been working with a very, very innovative company called OTO. Their website is oto.coach. It's a hardware device that sort of monitors your physiological condition. And what I loved about their vision was that they wanted to take that data to improve, for example, IVF outcomes, right? So people going through fertility treatments, how do we improve those outcomes? You'll actually see a lot of companies out there in that space that are building chatbots to support people, and that's incredibly valuable. But what we often see about how people use AI is that they use it to do a lot of automation. So, hey, let's automate a customer support rep. Let's automate this, that, or other. Whereas we really get excited about projects where we are building essentially new ways of thinking about something, or innovating and pushing boundaries of what's possible. And what Auto is doing is actually saying, let's not just kind of help you sort of automate the IVF process, but let's actually use the data to improve the outcomes for people. And I think that's just a fantastic vision, and we think that really more and more companies need to think about AI differently, in a more disruptive way, as opposed to just think about it from automation or productivity. They're both important, but we think one's a lot bigger, a lot more exciting, and it lets you shape the future.
Absolutely. That's amazing. So, I get this question all the time, right? So everyone's talking about AI, but a lot of people want to use it but don't know where to begin. What's your advice for business owners who are really, really curious, but there's a lot of people who talk but don't do. What would you say to them?
Yeah, and I think I get that question a lot too, and my answer has evolved to being, listen, this is like a magical piece of technology. It really is. And I think instead of honestly thinking again about it from a business perspective, think about it from a learning and play perspective, right? Sort of, I spend quite a bit of time with sort of nieces and nephews and stuff, um, just playing with chat gpt and generating art. There's a lot of rainbows and unicorns involved, but really I think it starts to unlock the creativity both within you and those around you when you just play, with sort of no purpose but just to learn and have fun. And I think that will give you an idea of how it can be then applied to your business. But if you kind of go in with this mindset of like, how do I apply this to my business? That works for some people, but for a lot of people, that creates a lot of sort of pressure and anxiety, and frankly, the again, I've been obsessed and passionate about this for a long time, so I find it incredibly cool what we can do now. And I think having that sort of sense of wonder, can be quite beneficial to, um, helping you be creative and think about really how you can apply this in your business, or your life.
That's absolutely amazing advice. Um, so, what are some of the trends in artificial intelligence that you're most excited about? Where do you see yourself and Gradient Ascent playing this role in shaping the future of AI and AI adoption?
Yeah, I mean, I think it seems that we are going to continue to get more and more powerful models that do more and more, frankly, seemingly magical things. I think it is inevitable, that AI will be in everything, every product, every process, every job. We are going to be part of that. Whether that takes 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, nobody knows. But at this point, the inevitability is there. And again, where we get very excited and we like to encourage those around us to be excited is really kind of think about this technology beyond just, hey, it's going to let me do something I do now, faster, or it's going to help me, and really kind of sort of push your creative juices to think about, what if, we could do this. Like, what does the world look like when you have this abundance of intelligence, and support around you? Sort of the auto example is another, or again, I'll refer to that I think we have an opportunity to reshape the world. And what we like to be part of is those disruptive creative ideas of, hey, let's help you think about your business differently, beyond just process automation.
That is super. Monish, it's all the time we have in this podcast, and I'm really sad to go because this has been so incredibly fun and inspiring. I've got words that I'm taking away that are stuck in my head. It's been amazing having you on board with us. So, thank you for joining us today. And to our audience, if you enjoyed listening to this episode, just like I enjoyed giving this episode, give us a like, share this podcast, give us a follow. It helps us so much more than you'll ever know. Once again, my name is Anne. I'm the CEO of Supercharged Lab and your host signing off on behalf of the AI Partnerships Podcast. We've got more AI insights coming your way. Don't miss the next episode.
Thank you, Anne.